Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm super excited to be joining you today on today's and this week's Tuesday tip at 2. So I kind of had, today my focus is to finish a quote unquote mini series, if you will. This will be part 2, okay, of should you buy first, should you sell first, and really going over the pros and cons of um, buying. Well, today we're going over the pros and cons of buying before selling. Last week we went over the pros and cons of selling before buying. Okay, so let's get into it. Number one, hello. And thank you for joining me on today's and this week's Tuesday Tip at 2. I am Danielle J. Mitchell, okay, your up and coming queen of real estate and your neighborhood realtor. And I'm excited to be talking about this and wrapping it up this week. All right, so I don't think I will be too long because last week was pretty short as well, okay? And I do want to say, when talking about buying or selling first, okay, these are things I'm giving you this information because these are things that you can consider. At the end of the day, okay, you got to do what's comfortable for you. And especially when you're talking about selling your home first, particularly because you want to do what's best and most comfortable for you. A lot of people, especially when we're talking about getting into your second home, they want to use the profit that they made from the sale of their home towards buying a new home. Okay. So if that's pretty much like, hey, I have to sell first because I need this money, whether it's for my closing costs, whether it's for to up my buying power, right? I'm only getting the pre-approved for 350,000. I need my profit, that's going to give me an additional $100,000 to be in the neighborhood and buy the house that I want to, get into. Perfect. Absolutely fine. So I just want to preface this by saying that at the end of the day, you have to do what is best for your situation, your finances, your scenario. All right. Now, let's get into it. Pros and cons. Why buy a house before selling? Okay. So, a great reason to buy a house before selling, avoid a rushed home purchase. Again, this scenarios like this are going to be the same on both sides. All right. Avoid selling your house fast. Avoid buying your house fast. It's literally, it comes down to preference. Okay. So because you haven't listed your home on the market yet, you can take your time in searching for the right property. This can be especially helpful if you're selling in a highly seasonal real estate market. Okay. If it takes a long time to find a home you like, you won't have to spend an extended period of time on or in temporary housing. So here's the thing. The season of the market is an excellent point to point out. Because as I've been talking about for a while now, we are in a seller's market. So if you are able to buy your house first, it might be a good idea, particularly no shade. Again, this has everything to do with preference. But if you're a person who is particular about the type of house that you want, where you want that home to be, you have maybe a lot of non-negotiables, then you definitely, if you can help it, want to buy your house first. Because guess what? You can take your time doing it as opposed to selling your house. If you sell your house and you're kind of like, I don't know, I'm a bit picky or I'm not seeing what I like, it's going to hinder the deal. Your house that you say you went under contract when you put your house on the market. Again, it's a seller's market. Your house could have went under contract very quickly, right? And it's like, I'm not seeing anything on the market that I like. If you know now that you're not seeing things in the market that you like, then no, it is not time for you to sell your house yet. You want to buy first for sure. Okay. So again, you're going to secure the home that you love. Again, if it's taking you a while, this, like I said before, it is a seller's market. You want to make sure that you secure the home that you love. You don't feel rushed. You don't feel you had to settle or anything. Now, of course, if your house was under contract and you're just not finding something, um, you have that option to be like, you know what, that's why we make contingencies. I talked about this before, that if you sell your house first, that you make your home contingent upon you securing a house and finding a house, right? But that may not happen. So that is a way to kind of get out of it. Of course, then you're losing out on that opportunity and that buyer that you had when you listed your home and went under contract, right? So you can control your moving timeline, right? So because you're buying your house first, you can say, hey, I want to do 45 days. Hey, I want to do 30 days. I need to do 60 days, whatever the case is, right? So again, when you're buying your home, you can do the same contingency. Like, hey, me purchasing this home is contingent upon me selling my home, especially if you are using those funds towards the purchase of a new home. Okay. The great thing about buying your home first is that, hey, you're moving once. You can secure it, you can lock it in so that you only have one move to make instead of, as we talked about before, having to find maybe some sort of temporary housing, which is no bueno, not good. All right. You don't have to worry about doing selling tactics, if you will. Trying to keep your home show ready while still living in it. You can move out first if you do choose to. So, for example, if you're buying your home first, you can go into the home that you just purchased, and then while your home is for sale, you have most of your things out or all of your things out of the home if you want to stage it, or just simply is nice and decluttered, right? It almost looks like a blank canvas, and it makes your home easier to show, and hopefully we can get you a quick sell, right? So that's always great. Also, if you buy your home first, um, you're not there, right? Because you don't purchase your home, and then showing the house, you don't have to worry about, creating a schedule and be like, oh, let me make sure I'm out my house because it has to be shown, all that good stuff. People can go in there as much as possible and see the home. And you don't have to worry about, inconveniencing yourself, if you will. So why not buy first? Okay, so what are the kinds of buying first? A rushed home sale, right? So again, as I talked about, you'll have to, oh gosh, I gotta sell my house. Hopefully it sells fast. I hope it does. Now, again, it's a seller's market. So you do have that advantage in this real estate market where likely it's going to sell fairly quickly, especially if it's a very decent home in good condition. Even if it's not like just remodeled, 6 months ago. If it's in good condition, it shows well, it's going to sell fairly quickly. So that is a good thing, I would say, in this market. So you may have to worry less about that. Having the financial strain of two mortgages, right? So for a lot of times, it doesn't make sense to own two homes at the same time. You may need the cash available for the down payment or to cover out-of-pocket expenses like moving, staging. You'll need a strong debt-to-income ratio to qualify for a new mortgage. A great tip, okay? Please understand that you want to talk with your lender when you're talking about, oh, I'm going to buy first, I'm going to sell first. That is what you need to do. Depending on which you do first, that can affect your borrowing power, okay? So it is important to have this conversation, okay, this preliminary conversation with your lender, with your mortgage loan officer, because they can better advise you on which will look better or on your credit, like having a house that's just sitting there while you're going to buy another house, having two mortgages. that may affect your borrowing power. So you definitely want to have that conversation as well, unless your house is paid off. Now, if your house is paid off, you have no mortgage on the house that you're going to be selling, then you don't have to worry about this. But if it's not paid off, you do have a mortgage still on the home that you're still paying, then you definitely want to have this conversation with a loan officer and I can give you some referrals whenever you're ready. Okay. And a tip, again, when we're talking about working with a loan officer to make sure you know all your options, something that people do is, if you're interested in buying before selling but need to maximize your cash flow, you could take out a temporary bridge loan or a home equity loan to pay for your down payment on the new home. Okay, that is a possibility. Again, I think I talked about this last time. Consider leasing your home. Okay, leasing your home. Maybe you're this is a different. So last week I talked about leasing back your home. Okay, leasing back. This time I'm talking about renting your home out. Okay, so maybe, and again, don't think this would apply to this current market, but maybe your home is, for some reason, it's not selling fast. You're having to maintain a mortgage on this house, right? And it's like, listen, it's breaking my pocket. Now I moved. The honeymoon period is over. I have to start making mortgage payments on my new home, right? Because usually you get maybe about 2 months or so before you start the mortgage on your new home, right after you move. So it's like the honeymoon phase is over. I got to start paying, and my home is not sold yet. So an option is to turn it into a rental property, right? So at the very least, you can recoup your mortgage payment and don't have to worry about that. All right. So that's it, guys. That is it for today's and this week's Tuesday Tip at 2. I hope that was informative. I hope this kind of part 1, part 2 gave you some good tips and some good information to help you make an educated decision, because that is the one and only goal. I want to give information so that you can make educated decisions as it pertains to your real estate endeavors. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, as I always say at the end, boom, right down there. You can, and I actually, listen, I've been booking a lot of appointments lately, so you might want to get in there. You might want to get in where you fit in, because it's been a lot of virtual consultations, which I appreciate. And I say that as humbly as possible, please, trust and believe. But I'm just saying, you guys, I'm sure, listen, don't hesitate, don't delay. I'm sure that you want to either sell your home or buy your home. Let's have a conversation about it, okay? It doesn't matter if you're ready to sell immediately or buy immediately, or maybe it's a few months down the line. Again, you want to have this virtual consultation or meet in person so that you can make an informed and educated decision, okay? You can go to bit.ly/DJM consult. Again, bit.ly/DJM consult to schedule an appointment, and we can talk about it. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me for today's and this week's Tuesday Tip at 2. And I will see you guys next week. Same time, same place. Happy Veterans Day also to all the vets out there. And I am a certified VA loan specialist, so I can definitely help you as a realtor in that regard and understanding those kinds of loans. So again, we can talk about it. All right. But talk to you soon. No place like home. No place like home buying. Bye-bye now. And no place like home selling.